Okay, welcome to the Bristol channel. It's first trip for Mark. He normally fishes around Exmouth.
Hello there.
How does this compare to where you normally fish, Mark?
Well, where I normally fish is like the south of France. It's nice and warm, not windy and cold like this is. And obviously we have nice sandy beaches, not pebble.
No.
So this is a different environment completely.
It's, as you can see where we're fishing now, we're 5 hours from high water roughly. So as you can see, by the time high water comes up, we're gonna have the water right in front of us near enough. It's not a massive tide, but it's a nice enough tide to hopefully see the smooth hounds come in. So first trip on the Bristol channel for Mark. We're down here on a Friday to miss all the crowds, as you would get on the weekend. But we're gonna go through some rigs quickly. And different bits and pieces. So we went through what rigs to bring. You've made some snail knots pulley rigs.
This is what I've made actually before we discussed it.
Did you?
So this is what I would use if I was Branscombe
All right.
or anything
Yep.
like this. So I'm going to show you.
Yep.
And you can say to me, interesting.
So that's what you would normally use at Branscombe and that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I've untangled it. But you carry on.
That's right. Very similar in what we've both got here. So we're at a venue known as Bossington. Bossington's right around the corner. We're at Porlock Weir. And around this area, Bossington's a little bit more grungy compared to where we are now. Good enough cast, you want a clean ground. So Mark's had 3 casting sessions?
Yes, that's right, 3 casting sessions.
So at the beginning of the casting lesson, when we first started, you were casting probably from here to where the water is?
Yeah,
What'd you
probably
say, about
only
50 yards?
50 yards, yeah.
50 yards. Within the first session, we had you up to around 100. And then obviously the second session, we had you going past that. And obviously, what have you found different with obviously the casting?
The main advantage is some places where I fish, especially Budleigh Salterton down in South Devon,
Yep.
we have a sand channel that runs east to west along there.
Yep.
So it gets very, very sandy in the water.
Yep.
And to catch anything, you need to be able to cast over that sand into clear water, or into over the murky water.
Get into the depth.
Get into the depth and the clear. And I can do that now.
Yeah. So it's a positive thing, obviously, being able to. Did you practice before, obviously, having the lessons with me?
No, not really. I've always been a fisherman off the beach, overhead thump.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah.
So we're about to put today, hopefully, put the practice into place, and hopefully get some rewards with some extra distance and getting into a few fish. Now the wind is a little bit more than forecasted. It's right into our face, so we are going to have to try and punch them out today. But at the same time, I've got some different leads. I'll go through them with you in a minute. So I've got these little they're like ball bomb leads. I call them speed leads, and yeah, they're very nice. The grips on them are very tight, and they absolutely fly. So a lot of people may not have seen these, but we're going to be using them today, and hopefully we can see a few fish on them. So we're going to go through the rigs first with Mark. He's just getting his set up there now. Get our rotten bottoms attached. We'll get a bait up prepped, and then we'll get a few out. So I'm back guiding Fridays only, guys. Fridays only. Obviously, I get messages from that all the time, and with work and different things over the years, it's hard to try and mix everything in. And obviously, if I'm at work all week, it's weekends really, it's family time. So going down to 4 days a week with building, and spending Fridays doing the guiding and that now, just to help a few people out, which is nice. But yeah, that's all set up. So that's basically what I would do with my rotten bottom. On my rotten bottoms, what I normally do, yeah, what have you got there, £20 line?
I think it's 25.
Yeah,
so I put a knot.
Yeah, that's what I normally do, is match it to my line. So with that, and I just put 2 knots in, exactly the same as you done there, just to make sure it does the bit. And then basically what I do is bring him back up and loop him over itself, and then bring him down. So yeah, rig rise is pretty much the same really. The only difference is you're using a J-hook on the bottom one, where I've got 2 Chinoo's.
Right.
So where we are now, you can use bigger hooks, but what I find is by keeping those hooks point proud, you can keep the bait 1 hook either side. I find personally using them that way, exactly the same as what you've got there. I mean, it's a perfect setup really. That top hook is what you want to have coming out of the top of the fish's mouth.
Yep.
Is one what's going to obviously hook up on. 9 times out of 10 it's the one that hooks, but there's a lot of talk with people using a dongle rig. Some people like it, some people don't. I prefer to have that bottom hook, because if it hits the bait there, you've still got a hook point to do it, rather than, you know what I mean, especially with smoothhound fishing. But horses for courses, a lot of people fish differently, but that's basically all set up now. Have you got any pliers with you?
Yep.
Ideal.
Well, I think so.
So I'm going to give you one of these leads. So we got.
Are you going to give me one of them leads?
Yeah, I'll give you a speed lead if you want.
Let me just hook this up here.
I'll go through these a bit later on. And away we go. So there's a lead there for you. What I'll do, I'm going to give you one of these rigs as well. Fish one of yours and one of mine. I'll put that on that. Have you got another rig, have you?
Yeah,
you've got another weight. Yes. No, sorry. Yeah, weight. That's all.
Oh yeah, we'll use that weight then.
Yeah.
I caught myself already. That's good.
So I do. Been a while. I'm going to do a video shortly. Another video going through some depth, but today's is basically a guided session for me and Mark. Hopefully we can get into a couple of smoothhounds. He's never had a smoothhound from the shore before, and yeah, hopefully this is going to be the day for him. First trip to the Bristol Channel as well. No crowds around us, which is always nice. So hopefully we can see a few fish out. So here we go. So
I'm just going to put this
to
the rod.
Do. I'm going to put that one there on. It's going to make him up another one quickly for his other rod. As I said, guys, it's Mark's had 3 lessons now with his casting, so I wanted to do, rather than having an 11 lesson, mix it in with a bit of fishing for him. Obviously give him some tips while he's fishing. Probably go through some casting straight away while we wait for that tide to come in slightly. Half tied up, I'll prefer it here and over the tide. So we've probably got 5 hours fishing till it starts to come off. I'll hopefully see a few fish out. A little bit lumpy out there at sea at the moment, but I'm hoping that changes. And it's nice to be back out. Nice to be back out. As I said, I've always enjoyed doing the guiding. It's rewarding helping people, and especially seeing people catching what they want to be catching and getting that extra distance and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's the way my fishing is going to be turning around. I'll do another video shortly going through some other bits and pieces and stuff. But yeah, hopefully that will. So what have we got there? I've got 7. I'm going to give him a 6 there now. Give him a couple of these speed weights to get him going. They're very nice indeed. The extra clips, the strength in the wires will help the wires not come out. I've actually used these wires on a outing which I'm going on with 10-ounce leads up to Scotland, and I've sort of asked the designer of these to put into practice some extra long leads to anchor up in that deep water up in Scotland. So I've had a few made up and they look quite good, and yeah, hopefully. So there you go, mate. There's another rig for you there, which we'll be baiting up now. So we'll get on to the bait ups. Okay then, so first thing what we do on these leads, so as you can see there, I'm going to call them speedballs because they're dumpy, but they're very big. And as we talked about with Mark, when he first seen them, he was like, they don't even look like 7-ounce. They don't. They're quite compact and small. They are exactly what they say they are weight-wise. There's no difference at all. The wires are very big and grippy, which I basically turn them around like that. So what I'm doing there now is just basically turning them a plier width over, as I'll show Mark now, And the reason I'm doing that is just to hold better in the tide. Okay, they're very strong, these, so when they pull out, they'll take a little bit to pull out, you know what I mean, but they will pull out, which is ideal. So that's my first one. So what I'll do is I'll put that around there now, like so. I'm going to go through some different bait ups in a minute now with Mark and that as well. Okay, so that's the first one there. Other rig, exactly the same. So Mark's going to fish one of his rigs and one of my rigs today. He's using some Century Graphic Sports, matched up with his Penn Surf Blasters, are they?
Surf
Surf
Blasters.
Blasters.
Yep.
Loaded with line. So
They're 700s.
700s. So that's that one there. If you want to turn your leads over, mate. And then, as I said, these leads are very, very nice. We'll go through a bit later on where to get them and stuff. But I call them speed balls, and they're absolutely bang on. I mean, they fly. They really, really are nice. So there's that there set up. So we're going to go through some baits now. So Mark's picked us up some crab, and I've also got some crab, and I've got some small octopus, and we've got some squid as well. So I'm playing around with something here, which is nice to be able to do. So these here are spider crabs. Okay, I picked them up last year when I went to Isle of Wight. I've not used them here yet, but what I can say is the reason I have. Now, a lot of people know from like North Devon and stuff like that, when they're getting the spider crabs, a lot of the bigger ones, what I've used before, when they start peeling, we've been up through rock pools and stuff like that, and they sort of like come out. It's good fun, to be honest, but I've never seen them this small before. And when we went over there, they get loads and loads this size. They're perfect bait size. I mean, I was cutting one in half and catching bass at distance over in Isle of Wight. But these ones here now, we're probably going to put into quarters, into smaller baits. The scent on them is absolutely phenomenal. Maybe mix them up with a bit of frozen crab. But we're going to get one baited up now. So basically the top of the shell, they need to defrost a little bit. They've been kept out from the freezer this morning. But if I can get in there a little minute. There you go. We'll get that top layer off. But they are very, very nice. Seen these before?
Not that small.
No.
Spider crabs
Yeah.
are easy. Ooh, you know.
They look lovely, don't they?
But 6
Yeah.
times bigger than that normally.
Okay, so if I get, what I tend to do is cut the legs off. You can use it, peel the legs off and put them around the hook points for attractions and stuff like that. Okay, and we left through like that. I'm going to use some bigger scissors if I've got them. There you go. Try not to move you around too much. Okay, so that side there. There we go with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically cut that in half now. Lovely. And I'm left with a massive bit of spider crab, which I can peel around like so. I mean, that's too big of a bait which I'm going to use here today. I want slightly smaller baits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that in half again, and that will give me a perfect little bait up there then. So bait elastic as normal. So I did put a post up regarding the X90s and X80s review test. The ones I'm being sent to do a review on are being actually made at present. So they are on their way, guys. It's there's been a bit of a demand with them, and every time that they've sort of had them in stock, they've been sold straight away, which is good. I mean, it's always nice to see some different things available on the market, and it's nice to have new stuff coming out. I mean, a lot of the rods what are being made, and the joy of it is obviously Century to me is one of the top brands. Obviously, so Century, Ziplex, and Zocron is the only way I really go these days. But let's have a look at that. So just go through a mark a minute. I'm sort of sizing my bait to my hook trace length. Okay, lots of scent in that. Trying to use and maximise it as well. So we got that ready to go. See that scent coming out of there?
Yeah, yeah.
Completely all over my hands. Look at that. It really is something a little bit special. So that's the sort of size I tend to use, mate. Tea towel for the bin later on, I think. So is that a similar sort of bait size what you would use?
Yeah, that's
For
right.
brown scum?
Yeah, well, no, probably a little bit smaller, but
A little bit smaller?
a little bit smaller.
Obviously
than that.
here you've got the chances of some big hounds, really. So what I would tend to do is not go too small. I mean, what I find down Branscombe is the smaller the bait and the smaller hook, the more fish you get into, because a lot of the fish are quite a lot smaller down there. Where here, 9 times out of 10, a 10-pounder is quite a good chance of.
Yeah.
Obviously, this I know a friend's been down here before, and they've got a friend of mine from Exeter many years ago, fishing like you are now with fixed spools. He had one fixed spool out, cast out like that, forgot to set his ratchet, went around, set his other rod up, and the rod actually came out of his tripod and went seabound, and it was in the water. He managed to get his other rod, cast over it, bring it back onto the bell alarm, put his other rod down, got hold of the other rod, let go of the bell alarm, the rod went screaming off. He had a 17-pound smoothhound on it.
Oh, very nice too.
So yeah, and then he had another fish straight away on the other rod as well. So it was a bit of a manic session for him. But it's one of them really, guys. But that's my rod one set up there now, as you can see. So I've got a nice little compact bait there, pulley rig. I've got I've got 80-pound trace on that end, and I've got 100-pound on that end. I've got a imp there, rotten bottom, 2 rubber beads, and a proper pulley from Breakaway. I prefer to use. Mark's got the Gemini run it beads, haven't you?
Yeah.
Pulley beads.
Pulley beads.
So a lot of people use different things, but I'm going to get the other one set up now, and then we'll get Mark to go in and get a few casts in the water. Hopefully see a few fish. Okay, Mark set up. Surf Blaster 3 7000s. I actually had the Mark 1s of them many years ago. We've set up with Graphic Sports. When Mark first came, he had a pair of the Tronics rods, but they were quite tippy. And obviously after a casting session, he decided he wanted to get a pair of decent rods. So he's gone for, I bought a pair of Graphic Sports down for him to try. He quite liked them, very fast, very light. Optimal casting weight, 125 to 225 grams, 1311 in size. And yeah, really nice rod, to be fair. If anybody's looking for a rod for improving. It's got a bait up, small crab bait up. 7-ounce lead, and hopefully we can see Mark get a few fish out today.
Would you put that clip directly onto there?
So
Take that one
I tend to do that. What clip have you got there? Yeah, if he'll go, I got it. So mine are actually link clips, but not the bent link clips. You can try him, he might go around.
I think he might be a bit too fat.
There you go on, mightn't he? So I use the link clips, so you haven't got that, but yeah, I think you're not going to get away without that, are you? Spooligan grippers. Nice bit of kit then. Now, these seats, some people are going to laugh. I'll tell you what, it's been a game changer for me. We've took them everywhere. So Gav was many years ago, a couple of years back now, when we were out. I bought him, was laughing at first. After one session with him, they weren't laughing no more at the time. because they're just it's just so comfortable. I mean, you got the little rucksack, Century rucksack gear, and I can tie that straight to the top, to be fair. And yeah, it's just easy. It's just a bit of comfort. Even if you're walking for a little bit, it don't weigh nothing to carry. Here we go. So we'll get him clipped up. I'll hold that for you, mate, if you want. And then we'll get Mark to put in the practices casting. So we've gone through the pendulum start swing. We haven't gone through the pendulum at the minute. We've kept to the layback cast. And as I said, he's getting more than enough distance. So what we're going to do is walk right down to the seafront now. Even though you're on these type of stones and that, it's always worth having a good pair of footwear. He's got his Timberlands on. I've got my grubs. I'm going to walk right down to as far as we can go. So as you come around to this bit part here, it goes into like a bay. The further you go that way, the further distance you got to hit to get onto the clean ground. One tip I'll recommend with those red rotten bottom links, before you cast, is try and push them up as far as they'll go onto the top there, like that. It's guaranteed. Sometimes I've had them when they haven't gone up. If we come right down as far as we can go, and then what I would do is put your first one out to the right, so aim towards that edge of that cliff there. That's it. There you go. There you do, yeah. You can shorten your drop a little bit because the ground's going up behind you. No, that'd be all right for where you were, I'd have thought. Maybe give it a little bit more. Yeah, I'd go a little bit more drop than that. It's going to be a layback cast, isn't you? Maybe come down to your bottom eye. Bit more. Bit more. There you go. Okay, so Mark's going to go for a layback cast now. Put this one up to the right and the other one in front. Go foot positioning as the same as forward. I'd maybe come around left a bit more, remember, with that? Because you'll step else, wouldn't you? So he's going to go out to the right, out to the left. That's all right. First cast of the day. As we're coming back, try and keep that line tight and lifted. So if you reel him up a bit more, just because of the stone more than anything, if you bring him up parallel, turn around to rod to the sea, bring it up all the way tight to where he's locked in, because that's swung around a bit more.
I'll lock the lead in now.
Yeah, that's all right. And then just undo that slightly, just enough to go like that. And as you're walking back up, pull him off with your hand, and it'll keep the tension so the line doesn't go around any of the boulders and stuff. Just as you're walking back, just slowly, that's it, tighten him up, and then just keep hand lining him a little bit, that's it. That's it, mate. In a minute, we'll be casting from the top while we're waiting for the tide to come up. It's not a massive tide, but it should fall a little bit under the bank there. Keep that tip high. There you go. What I'll do, put that one in there, put this one that side, and away you go. And maybe put them in your cup, Then you want to go, set him down a minute. So the important thing is you've got enough tension for it to rip, but you need it to set. So that's a bit more, a bit more. That's it. So that'll set the tip now then. So that tip will go over before it starts pulling off. Lovely. And then the next one, we'll get some distance and get them out there. That's perfect, mate. Okay, guys. Ratchets off. Clip this down. I ain't going to go mad first cast because I haven't wet my lines up or nothing, so I'm just going to basically give them a flick. These are running quite quick anyway, these reels. So let's see if we can get one out then, eh? Loads of side wind. It's because the side wind's hitting, it's pulling line off the multiplier straight away. It went out all right. I wanted to go a bit more right. I'll keep this on my right hand side rod now and hit the other one left. But it'll do. Exactly the same again as we went through with Mark. He's out there now. So basically I'll put my ratchet on. Feed line up as I get up to my tripod. That's perfect, mate.
So that's a whole crab.
Yep. So
with the bottom one gone actually in the bottom leg and out.
Yeah, that's it. So you got a hook point on the bottom. The main one is on top. You got the nice little hook on the top. And yeah, perfect, mate. Okay. So we're both going to walk down now and cast all everyone's out. I'm going to film Mark's. Just going to clip my one on here quickly. And then I'll follow Mark down, see if we can get him going out a bit further on the next one. And away we go. That one's clipped down there, now it's ready to go out. So we'll take a stroll down with Mark and see if we can get one out. Tips over nicely with the T9s. And yeah, hopefully you can see a couple of smooth round out today. Take a stroll down then. Nice stroll down. If we head right a little bit. Right, so this next one you want to aim right now. Keep that everyone on the left hand side. Your footing. And what I'll do is try and pull him, aim towards slightly to the left of that, but aim towards the point there. You'll be off it straight into the bay then. Thumb still on, protect your fingers. And we go. What I try and do is slow that one down this time.
Okay.
And then feet position and try and remember, instead of being like, remember that side there and then come around.
Right.
You've done really well with this casting. Very impressed. I mean, everything I've sort of like, first session, the second session, he was improved straight away, and the third session, I didn't even need to tell him what he was doing wrong. He sort of, I'm not doing that, Andy. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that correctly, and sort of knew straight away. I'd come over a little bit more just to miss your line, mate. Just about there. You'll miss that line then. But remember, slow it down slightly. Both feet looking out at sea. That's it. That's it. Let's get some distance on this one now. There's a lot of boat fishing, Mark, and sort of took a liking to the shore, and I think with the extra distance he's been hitting, that's it, mate. Slow it all down and look up and let him go. Send him home. Outswing, Let it go back. That's it. He's all right. He's missed the other one. He'll be all right. I think what's happened then, you were looking at the lead rather than turning into it. First time I've seen him go left every time. Normally he's been hitting them straight. Here we go. So back up we go, and let's get the last bait out and hopefully see a couple of fish on the incoming tide. Here at Pool Lock today. Overcast, inshore breeze. Feeling confident. Okay guys, gonna go down here now and try and get another one out. I've got to wet the line up, so I'm not really hitting them. We'll get some out in a minute. Tighten them right up, that's it. When you start reeling, keep lifting, because you don't want to lose your lead. That's it, keep reeling, he's in the gruff, isn't he? There he is. Keep reeling, keep reeling, keep reeling. You got your late leg back? We do not want the seagull. So the alarm going off there. It's Mark, pull him down mate, I'll grab him for you. Mark's alarm to know that it's 15 minutes for the bait needs to be changed again, which is how you should be doing it. So yeah, Mark's gonna bait one up here now. I'm gonna bring my one in. Got bait ready to rock and roll, and then hopefully the tide's starting to come in nice now. Okay then, so I'm going to bring this one in first. All set up. Ratchet off. Lead lifted. Off the sand. Let's keep that tension speed there. Lift that lead up over the broken ground. Lost the lead, I think. I don't know actually. I'm gonna go down a minute. I think I have. Whoa! Go on. That's the second one, wasn't it? Go on, if you grab him. I've got the line holding the tip up. I thought it was under that then. All right. It's over, that's why. It's come over. 2 secs, it'll come over. Yeah, let's get you sorted. All right. All right. Did you lost your lead as well, didn't you? Yeah, and me. Yeah, mine's gone as well. Beat up time. So lost my lead that time. I just had a nice pull down then. It's just popped back up. Got a bit of distance on that one. Right on bottom. A lot of people do it differently. I normally go for the same poundage line as I'm using for my main line. So if I'm using 20, I use 20. If I'm using 15, I'll use 15. If I'm using 25, I use 25. Do hand whips apart. And then basically what I tend to do is put a knot up the top end of it, all right? I'll put 2 in there and another one in there. Okay, I'm going to use this bigger SKM. So the ones I was using earlier on, the speed balls, they're an SKM mode, and they are very nice. I've got very strong grip leads in them, which I think, to be honest, from where I'm fishing at the moment, are a bit too much. The ideal on sandy bottoms and stuff like that, on a cleaner ground, because it will fix and hold in strong tides. Where this here now, I'm wanting that release because of where we're fishing. So yeah, straight across there, I've just got the standard SKM leads. These are 7 ounces. And what I tend to do now is bring that down through to about a hand width. Keep them nice and short. And then that pulled down like that. Job's a good one. So that there then is rested up over like so. Okay, job done. Now for the fun part. I think it's just rolling around in the tide slightly there at the minute. Got a bit of distance to that last one. Okay, so I've got 2 small Frio Chinus from Sakuma on there at the minute. I'm going to stick to my guns a little bit with the spider crab. I'll cut it in half. Lovely. Pass half over to Mark. Peel that top bit off. I'm going to cut down through the legs. Just take all the sort of shell part off, like so. I'll put a slightly bigger bait on this one here now. Okay. Come back through like so. Like that. Lovely. So hook point that beside there. Bait elastic around. Just need that one fish just to make a difference for the day for us. So if I go down through there, okay, gives me a hook point both sides of the bait. Not talking massive baits. Good thing is this spider crab, once you start buckling it around with the bait elastic, it sort of compacts and holds the juice slightly better. I mean, perfect for holding a bit of squid and stuff like that onto it, but there you go. So that's the bait up for there. It's quite stinky stuff. lots of scent. So I'm going to bring that rod in now, and then hopefully Mark's setting his last bait up there now. When we get that sea bound, we'll walk down and get him filmed. Look at that. Perfect little bait up. Hopefully we can get a smooth hound on him now. Okay then, so we're going to walk down to the right again. See if we can get a bit of distance here for Mark today. So it's a bit different, more challenging for him today because we've got a inshore breeze. So where we've been casting and practicing, no wind at all. So the good thing about the layback cast, you can power through this wind and direct it and punch it straight into the wind. Probably as soon as you cast, you're getting a lot of side wind, so it's important to get that power. Okay then, mate. If you go slightly right a bit more because of your line, come over here a little bit, that's it. Then aim out right in front of you. Give yourself a bit more of a drop. That'll do ya. Right out in front now. Bit more of a drop with that line. Nothing's guaranteed here, but 9 times out of 10 you see a smooth hound. I've been up here before in blank though. It's horses are courses, it's one of them really. But somewhere where you can cast fairly easy, and he's in for a chance of catching a few fish at the same time. As I said, it's more so to put his casting into practice a little bit while he's fishing. And remember to look up. That's it. Well, be all right. You know what you're doing, didn't you? You know, I don't need to tell you. You're gonna let that lead drop and then pick him up. So when he's coming on the backswing, he's putting the lead round. That lead should be falling out the air, and as he's bringing it round, picking that lead up, he knows what he's doing. But it's at the same time he's fishing, and so it's going to be one of them. But I'm going to bring my rod in now, get my other bait up on, and hopefully you can see some fish here today. Okay then, so bringing these in at the minute. They're a lot stronger wires than the other leads I've been using before. So what I'm probably going to get, I asked them to put heavy wires in them, but these will be perfect for like Chesil and that, because it's bouldery here and it's snaggy in parts. Well, I think it's obviously they're locking in a nut and there's too much pressure not coming out. I mean, they're a lovely lead and they fly perfectly, but I am going to get some lighter wires to go in them, depending on what marks I'm fishing and stuff. But yeah, if you're looking for fast tides anchored up, they're perfect leads. But they absolutely fly. They're lovely little dumpies. So I call them speedballs. But as I said, you look at them, you think that's not 7 ounces. But when they're obviously clipped onto the rig and that, SKM's a lovely mode. I mean, the other ones I got are like that. Then you've got your Namek style lead as well, but I feel that they're like bullet shaped and like little, just nice leads really. But yeah, that's on that. So what I'm going to do first, that side wind's starting to pick up a little bit. I'm going to put that on, tie that back on like so. I got the lead back, come to the shoreline, and then as I started pulling it up, it just released in the stone, so I managed to pick the lead back up. But the other one, and same as Mark's, he's lost a couple of leads now because they're fixed right in. I'll have to redo that one. Let's get some more down there. Okay. But yeah, I haven't been out. I've not done a lot recently. But I'll do a video for the sea fishing show, more on that, and we're actually doing a Christmas special very soon. myself and a couple of others are travelling to somewhere, and we've rented a lodge for the week. We're going to spend some time fishing, but film it more of a, instead of doing like the same old thing what I'm sat here doing, and 95%, 100% of fishing videos do, same old thing over and over again. We're going to film it a little bit differently. So yeah, looking forward to that. Tide's starting to flood in now. I'm not sure what time it is. What time are we looking at, do you reckon? About half tied up, I would have thought, innit? Yeah.
So the tide now, yeah, it's 10 to 10.
10 to 10, so we've got 2 hours, so we're just over at the tide now. So it'd be nice to start seeing a few fish in if we can. Said you're not always guaranteed here, but 9 times out of 10 you normally see a smooth round out. A nice easy place to come to. Parking's obviously right on its doorstep, and parking's gone up over the years though. It's about 12 quid for us to come fishing here now, which is ridiculous really. They make some money off that parking, didn't they? Alright, so that's that clipped in there, like that's now. Can release that, put that back down there, take that home. Okay. Bait up time. Slip that in, over like that, job done. And then what we'll do, put a bit of peeler on, I think. There's a big spider crab there, everyone in. Is there any more peeler crabs there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm going to boat mine out. Look at that. Bit of frozen peeler mixed in. I might mix him with a bit of squid in a minute. There you go, lovely. Okay.
Right.
Get rid of that shell, I think. Gonna put a bit of squid with this one. August, September sort of time, you do see the hounds picking the squid up, especially on some of the reef marks. I mean, over the years, I've had them all different. I'm fishing for undies on Chesil, big bluey baits, skin close. I've picked up hounds doing that. I've had them on worm baits, crab baits, you name it. So, half a crab, like that. Let's mush that in together. To be honest, like especially with it frozen, I don't mind mixing it a little bit up when using frozen. If I'm using live, I won't mix it with anything else half the time, just because it's frozen. But you always got a chance of a ray ear in that as well. I've had small-eyed ear on crab, and spotted ear on crab. I've never had a blonde ear on crab. I've had blonde ear, but not on crab. It's one of those places that could throw up anything. They've seen, I know people have seen topia, they've seen a lot of different species really. Always got chance of a ray. Good shore league mark, right, so that'll go in there like that. Keep that nice and proud. I'm going to rip that right away round now. This has got dogfish written all over it. Okay, so we'll get this one here sent down into the top of the bait, out through the side of the bait. And away we go. So there you go. No, it's got dogfish written all over it. Let's hope not. Hopefully get Mark to get one out this cast. Go on. Okay, it's gone for a bit more distance this time. There you go, nice footing. Try a little bit longer of a drop and come round more. That's it. Let it drop. Need to leave that go slightly. He knows what he's doing. Just gone through some casting with Mark. He's where we've been obviously casting before. It's been a complete flat platform, and what you've got is you've got a rise with the ground, so it's inclining down, and he's at the bottom obviously. So with the lead, he's got to position it, and the timing's got to be a lot more correct, because you've got less to get away with, obviously, for it hit the floor. I've hit the floor many a times here doing pendulum casts and that. It's always going to be one of them. When the tide comes in and gets to high water in a minute, we're fishing off the flat at the top, and you'll get away with the casting then. So yeah, I mean, really, you want to be hitting 100 yards, and he's hitting over 100 yards. I've seen him cast where we've been down Dawlish, and there's some groins, and he's been right up over into the clean water, so he knows he can do it. He's got head breeze, incoming in face head breeze at the minute, which is taking line off him straight away. And obviously with the incline, and that's the whole point of being here though, because obviously if he's going different places fishing, it's correcting it and knowing what to do and where to go with it. But letting that lead drop slightly, maybe a slightly shorter drop. I mean, the longer drop you can get away with, the better really, and then you can get those rods bending over and straight out there. But it's gone quite black at the moment. Hopefully you see a few fish. So then guys, been here up to the top of the tide at the minute, and no smooth round at all. Slightly small tide, but to be fair, we decided to come up here off the off chance of a smooth round, but at the same time to focus on Mark's casting. So we've spent 3 sessions just basically based on casting. I wanted him to put baits on, put rigs on, and try and get that extra distance really. And he's done a few nice casts with the bomb lead, but the 7-ounce lead, obviously going from the 6 to 7s, is showing a bit of a difference as well. But yeah, practice makes perfect, and that's the way to go, which is good. But I am doing guiding and tuition on a Friday now. I know a lot of guys wanted me to be doing it on weekends and stuff. Unfortunately, I've gone down to 4 days a week with work. It's something I wanted to be doing, so I'm spending Monday to Thursday on me building sort of front, and then spending Fridays doing guiding and hopefully helping a few people out along the way. So anybody that's interested, do give us a shout. Local, obviously, anybody that's interested in learning to cast, rigs, venues and bits and pieces, species, targeting certain species and stuff, obviously give us an email through singleadventuresoutlook.com, and we can obviously get you booked in. But yeah, all good. But where have I been? Right, I'm going to be honest. I've had a life-changing year. It's been very, very full of ups and downs, and more downs than ups, unfortunately. But I'm a great believer in life's a roller coaster, and we're here to just ride it. And sometimes you just got to ride it, and even how difficult it gets. But yeah, I don't know, I've had a change in life, and I'm glad I've had it happen to me in a way, because it's opened my eyes to what's important, the important things in life, and also to the fact of how much time I waste on people that don't deserve my time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I lost my nan in November, and I think it had a massive impact on me. I'm not sure why I never really thought about life in that way. I mean, fishing to me has always been, it's like a drug, and it's something which is, I don't know, it's been my main focus in for so long. And going back like 3 or 4 years ago especially, it's something that I was thinking about or doing 24 hours a day unless I was sleeping. And within that, yes, I've caught some amazing fish. I've spent a lot of time and dedication into doing what I wanted to do in fishing. I've done more things than I never ever thought I would dream of with fishing, and caught things which I never dreamed about catching. And it's gone down to hard work, dedication. Now, many years ago, I was doing an article for Total Sea Fishing magazine, and Amel Bates at the time, I'm not going to say his name, but it was a top angler, which obviously growing up and reading through the magazines and stuff like that, I wanted to do an article with, and through Amel Bates I managed to get in contact with a guy, and I had a conversation on the phone with him, and I must have been in my early 20s at the time, and he said, Andy, there's one thing you need to know about me. I never got married and I never had kids because they get in the way of my fishing. And at the time when he said that to me, I thought, it's a bit, you know what I mean, of a silly thing to say, like, you know what I mean, selfish thing to say, because everybody wants to have kids and get married, and so stop doing that because of fishing, you know what I mean. But I look at that as me being probably young and foolish in a way, because he was trying to, he probably seen the way I was going with fishing, and he was trying to give me a bit of advice. And if I'm honest, it's probably the biggest bit of advice what I wish I had listened to, because my main focus in life has always been fishing for the past 25 years. And yes, growing up, if I never had that in my life, I probably wouldn't be here now, if this is a crazy thing to say, because of my lifestyle when I was younger. And it's kept me focused, it kept me looking at things and giving me challenges and making me want to do better within fishing. And it's been a long road. I mean, I'm quite lucky to do things which a lot of people are never going to get to be able to do within fishing, just because of the era and the times. I mean, back in the day of like the magazines and stuff, especially, you had to be doing the main things. You know what I mean? And you look at the guys what do the content now compared to then. I mean, back then they were really established, well-known anglers what were picked to do that job, where now they just, it's a little bit different, you know what I mean. And it's exactly the same as the social media and YouTube front. Personally, I look at YouTube now in a way of I don't want to get involved in it, but at the same time I get loads of messages and that, Andy, when's the next video and all stuff like that. But there's so many people doing the same thing, and at the end of the day, a lot of it, what I always sort of like looked and wanted to do with it is, you've got to be knowing what you're doing and doing the correct things and catching it to be able to do that sort of front. Now you've got like a lot of people picking up rods and that for the first time, and not even knowing a lot about fishing, but suddenly they're on YouTube and doing videos and stuff like that, and it's turned into a bit of a, I don't know the way to describe it really, but more of a, I don't know, a carnival. Circus is probably the way to put it, and it's sort of pushed me away from that side really. But I think at the end of the day, it's a hobby, and it should be enjoyed as a hobby. I mean, there's nothing better than getting out by your rods, looking out to sea, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But you've got to be able to manage that. And if you're fishing to the extent of fishing like Monday to Friday for like every single night, and just, you know what I mean, that's the only thing that comes into your life, it's something which has got to be managed correctly, isn't it? Unfortunately, but we all younger, we all learn lessons. And yeah, it's been a lesson well learned really, so I'm glad of that. But at the end of the day, I think from what I've done with my fishing, I've learned a lot and stuff like that, which it's nice to pass on to others. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with Connor over the last couple of years going through some bits and pieces and like and helping him get on the road to it, because at the end of the day I never had it, and I've been doing the same with other stuff, and I get more reward out of guiding and education sort of side now. There's nothing better than seeing someone turn up and not be able to cast and walk away from that session with a massive grin on their face because they're doubling in their distances. And anybody can do it, and I know a lot of the videos we've done and stuff like that, people enjoy watching them, but there's nothing better than having someone pick up what you're doing wrong, because we all do stuff wrong. I mean, if I'm fishing all the time, my casting's down to a T. When I don't fish for a little while, I'll maybe hitting it too early or maybe hitting it too late, and we're all doing it. But the good thing about it is knowing what you're doing wrong, and that's the key with it. You know what I mean? And the good thing about Mark here today, he's been looking at what he knows what he's doing wrong, because of the first lesson we put in, he was doing well. He's gone on to his second lesson, he's doing well. The second lesson, to be fair, he said, I'm not doing that, and he knew what he was doing wrong. In the third session, and we come up onto the beach here today to put the rigs on and obviously go through the casting and stuff like that, as well as have a chance of catching a fish, and he knows what he's doing. So it's a case of having to go back to scratch and start it again. But when you're using 6 ounce and 5 ounce leads, they're quite easier to load, where obviously using a 7 ounce is a lot different, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm struggling a little bit with
Yeah.
that.
So it's learning to load the rod with the 7 ounce. It's more down to timing specifically, you know what I mean? So it's one of them, but it's a way to do it. It's a way to do it. But hopefully there can be a few more videos coming through soon. We've got some bits and pieces coming up. I'm going to the Christmas special, which is going to be Christmas series, Christmas period, filmed in a bit of different manner, trying to do something a bit different rather than the same old thing. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the stuff you're watching at the minute is exactly the same as everybody is doing on the internet, which is, yeah, it's one of them. You watch one, you watch them all, and you at the end of the day. But no, it's all good. But yeah, wasted a lot of crab here today. Some prime spider crab and some prime peeler crab. But we're fishing the back tide now, so I reckon we've got about an hour and a half to 2 hours maybe of a chance of catching a fish. And then once that depth goes, it's unfortunately time to head off. But we'll concentrate on the casting and see if we can get him out towards that tide line a bit more today. Maybe go down to a 6 ounce lead and yeah, pick it up. But yeah, it's one of them at the end of the day. But yeah, hope you're enjoying it. Catch you in a bit. So we're going to go through some casting. Mark's been obviously it's first time really properly putting the lessons into practice while fishing. That's why we've come obviously fishing instead of just doing another casting lesson. But what we've found, he's had everything against him today, because he's got an inshore breeze, he's got an incline with the bank. Obviously when we were down the bottom earlier on, is when you're got that bank behind you, what a lot of people tend to do is not just perform the cast as normal, because they're trying to think the lead's going to hit the floor. So what I would always recommend with doing that is just slightly bring your drop up instead of dropping it down, a little bit shorter drop, and just maintain that same movement. But the 7 ounce lead, so he's been used to casting the 5s and the 6s, and we've gone on to like the 7s today, obviously because it's tied up in the Bristol channel, and he's seen a difference with it. So what we're going to do now is he's going to get some leads in. While the fishing's poor, we're going to concentrate for the next hour or so going through some casting and that, and obviously getting some baits out into the horizon. And one of the things, obviously, it's fixable multiplier, it's all exactly the same, it's a hand positioning. So when we first turned up, he's got the reels, what he was using, and he's got the reels set, one of them set as we were setting with casting, but the other one was different. So the first couple of casts, he was like, do you know what? I can see what's wrong there. Look at the reels, and they were in different places. So what he's finding is the rods are feeling totally different, because they were like positioned different up the butt. But we're going to concentrate on the layback cast for him and get that lead swinging up and in position. Now Mark's got a problem with his right arm, so when he's lifting up and going into position, it's hurting to bring in that position. What I would say is everybody with casting, and the most important things, you do what works for you, but that main technique and the positioning and the setups all need to be the same. So some people obviously with the scoop, getting into that position is very important. If you're not and you get in the position, the main thing of it is the timing with the lead to get around at the same time and then just finishing everything off. Don't forget, as we've gone through before many a times, the pendulum cast and the overhead thump and the layback cast if performed correctly, is an aerial version of the off the ground. So we're going to try and go through some bits and pieces. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I've got my drop. My main thing here now is arm positioning into position like that. Okay. I've got my lead on my hand. I've got slightly more there now. Okay. But what I'm doing, I'm going to come away from the camera slightly. Slightly longer drop. So I'm throwing the lead up like that. The lead on my outswing, doing this for Mark's benefit as well, so he can sit back and watch this. So I'm basically swinging the lead out like that, so it comes high, the lead out up again 5, and you can see that position then. That lead just dropped out the sky. So Mark, what I'm looking at, mate, is when that lead goes up, that side, you want that same position of that lead going up that way, so it comes up that way. So as we go up again, once again, got 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock positioning, arms fixed, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm throwing that lead out, so I'm throwing that lead up. You can see how high it comes, I'm bringing it back, and then there. You know see what I'm saying? My position in the arms, in the off the ground then, that lead comes up and it will drop automatically. So it's exactly the same as, get that lead swinging up, get that lead swinging back, there. What tendence for doing is chasing that lead. So what you're doing is basically bringing that rod all the way up like that, bringing all the rod all the way up like that, but by doing that, you'll get in a position where you're going backwards, forwards, and chasing the lead in, yeah? With doing this, you look at that, my rod, the rod's going that side, the rod's in like that, into the pendulum. So that rod's in the middle at the minute, getting. So all I'm doing with that lead, that rod's there like that, all I'm doing is going like that, and the rod's not doing nothing, you know what I mean? It's in the middle. So it's throwing out, drop. Okay, one more time, we'll get you to do it in a minute then. So I'm going out. That bit there is crucial. So when your lead's in position like that, and as that lead's coming up and it's kept the tension tight, it's just dropping. Now, it's not my favourite cast, the layback cast. But you can see a mate of mine, Adam Slack, he'll use that cast everywhere he goes. And he'll be able to use in tight areas with a very long drop, because he knows his timing is very important. So as it comes back in and it comes back up, he knows as soon as that lead gets there, all that lead is going to do is drop. So with his timing, he can turn around and pick that lead up, and away you go. But that cast performed correctly, you get serious distance. And the good thing about using that cast like we're using today, when you've got on Chesil and you've got incoming breeze going, like inshore breeze coming straight at you, it enables you to punch the lead low and far. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, while the fishing is absolutely diabolical, we're going to get some leads out and yeah, 6 ounce, and see how Mark gets on. So exactly the same for everything. First initial steps, we can start off from scratch again, but lead placement straight away. As you got, obviously he's got his reel set up, so it's his hand on the bottom hand and then his reel's in the pit of his arm, so it's exactly the same position going out. I'll show you what I mean with that in a minute. If you're using a fixed spool, always use a thummy or finger stool as they're called. It's a quarter one. This one probably one of the better ones to get, I would have thought, wouldn't they?
Whatever they're hanging up in the shop.
Okay.
Not always a big choice.
Okay, so if you put that up into your arm again, Mark. So if you up like that, with your hands in your pit, so onto there like that. Does that feel comfortable?
Yeah, that's it there, look.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the next step for you now?
The next step for you is the actual drop.
Yeah?
To make sure that the drop is correct.
Yeah.
So we're actually having a longer drop with these. We're nearly down to the reel.
Yep, that's the way. Correct.
Now make sure that the spool is done up
Tight. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So bring the bail arm round.
Ideal. It's all into position. So when
and I have 3 fingers, so the line is actually parallel to this finger.
Yeah, that's right. All good. Okay, so when we come in here now, what's your first thing positioning wise?
The first thing is to actually look for where I want to cast.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the point and then feet.
Feet.
So
So 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Yeah, so it's hips as well as the feet.
So from what I've shown you at the beginning, what have you found with positioning with your feet now? You're more stable and based?
Yeah, first of all, I was actually quite wide, and as I was coming round, that was inducing a step.
Yep, so you
Because it was
loads of
too-
movement.
Yeah, because it was too wide.
So with that,
So
what you
I-
were finding with like your casting, that you're off balance slightly.
Yeah, I was coming around and it was like a lunge at the
Yeah.
end of the casting.
So you're more placed.
So now it's put it in there and actually make sure that you can push against this
Yeah,
foot.
so you're stable.
And stable.
Yeah,
So
that's correct, mate.
Hips in the right way,
Yeah,
9, 12
you're
o'clock.
facing correctly. Okay.
Round.
So we're not going to cast now. What I want you to do is do that swing. Let that swing go out. Okay, out. Nope.
No,
So what you want to try and do more is throw the lead at me here. I want to see that lead coming out like this. If you keep your rod still, don't move it a minute. Go up a bit higher. Right, I want it to see that. Oh, a bit more. Do that again. Keep that lead up a bit more higher. That's it, hold it there. So I want to see it to go like that. That. So it's basically like a pendulum going up and down. So what you're looking for is no movement in that tip at all, minimal even. So that tip's going from there to there. It's not going all the way back there.
Right. So there's obviously going to be some movement to get it going.
Yeah, you're going to get it going, yeah. You should be able to do that with the left hand though, don't forget. Remember that? Pump it with the left, that's it. You've got it, that's it. So what we need to do now is get that lead going high up that side and then high up that side so it's coming all the way up there like that and then coming back down. As you're coming like that, you're basically pushing that arm there and getting in that position. Get that leg going. Nope, chasing it again then. Nope. You had it. The hardest part for anybody is learning how to pump the lead and manoeuvre it with that left hand. So even if it takes you a couple of goes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the right thing with the lead. That's it. High. You're looking at high. It's pumping that lead as it comes round there like that now and goes up high. Nope. 2 seconds. Put your spool arm on a minute. We'll just shut thing up. We're not going to cast it now. If you point that at me. So basically, what I'm trying to look at. So let's go a little bit more upwards drop, like. So I'm looking at going out swing, up. Okay. If you look at that lead, as that lead's going on that backswing there and out like that, right? The way I'm getting that height is by lowering that tip as that lead's coming up. So basically, I'm throwing the lead up, but I'm bringing that lead down. You know what I mean? To get the height. So as that lead's coming, out swing like that, and then let it drop. You want slightly longer drop with that. I was just trying to show you so you're a bit closer. So if we get ourselves, I'd say about there, mate. Let's have a look at it like that a minute. Okay, we'll do it from that angle one more time. So, braid's caught around the... What was going on here? There we go. The joys of braid. Okay, here we go. So I'm looking out, going minimal effort. Even if it takes you a couple of times, but you don't want it to take you a couple of times. There. Okay. Again. So minimal effort. See, it's all with that hand. That hand's doing all the work. So you can do it at the tip. So we can go out, 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 there. I'm lowering it really low then, because as that comes around, I'm picking it up from there, coming around to there, and then I'm pulling in and pushing with that hand there. Obviously camera's in there then. We'll do it one more time. Out, out, there. I can feel when it goes light, and that's to do with timing. So when that's that lead's dropping from the air and starting to come down, you're manoeuvring round into position there. If I put that rod down on the minute, go there. So I'm out, I'm lowering that rod, so that rod's lowered there then. As that lead's dropping, I'm turning to pick up, which is basically folding the rod, and then I'm hitting and turning and hitting. That's all it is. It's an aerial version of the off the ground. If I put the off the ground in that position there now, which I'm back in here, I'm picking that lead up and coming around. That's all that cast is. And so from as it's dropping, you're picking the lead up. And it's down to timing is the key to that cast, basically. I mean, braid again. Here we go. See Mark put it into practice now. Drop that lead still a minute. No, you're chasing that then.
I'm trying to do it without looking at the lead.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just do it from feel.
Yeah.
Right.
Left arm.
Right.
Boom. And then thing. Scoop in. Scoop in. Push down and around to scoop. Yeah. That there should be going din, 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 din.
I've only just learned to do this.
Right. No, you want to go out from the right first. So push it out to the right, and then pump it out to the left. That's it. What you've done then, you're getting that part of the rod. So that part there is where you are now, but you want to be pumping out. So push it out and then in, yeah? So it's all that arm there. It's going boom, boom, but try and keep that arm there. That's the trouble, what you're finding, and it's going to be hard for you is because your shoulder. So you're trying to keep your shoulder in tight.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's hard for you because you're feeling you're restricted then.
Yeah.
But it's trying to get that.
See if I.
It's always going to be hard with Mark's shoulder, but like you were saying, that rod's a lot. You nearly had it then, didn't you? With the Tronics rods, they're a lot lighter. Okay. But with obviously these are a little bit heavier. But you can see his arm then trying to restrict that in. But what Mark needs to try and do is keep that arm out slightly to be able to get the momentum, if you know what I mean.
Can't do that.
All right, here we go. That's it. Let that go up. That's it. That's perfect. Look what you've done then. That come out there like that. It come back in there like that. But that rod position was it not. When that red's going up there like that because it was tight, that's where you need to be here. Right, okay. Even if your arm's bent in there like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's harder. But you want to try and push it out slightly. But you've got to do what feels comfortable with you, mate. That's it. Your arm's position. Out. Out. You're chasing it a little bit then. Out. Out. Let it drop. That's it. And that's when you should be turning. So that rod wants to be there more. It wants to be there more as that lead's coming up to go tight, and it will just drop out the sky, and that's when you want to be coming around then. So, out, get out high, lower that rod tip. That's it there, that would be it there. But what that rod tip there needs to be doing, that lead wants to be right up there then, and then coming back down there through. So practice that outswing. So go that way first, towards the chairs, and then come out this way. Yeah, that's it. And then go like that. A little bit more, lower that rod tip on that front swing. That's it there. That's perfect with your position there, but I want you more like that. I want your arms out like that. So as that lead's dropping, you're turning now. See that position you're in there? But have a practice of getting that lead going out that way and then coming back this way. I like that.
Let me just have a look. I think we need to. It's
going to be hard for people to pick up what we're actually doing and going through here. As I said, it always helps to have someone obviously going through it a little bit with you. And if there's anybody local in that, or anyone out there or needs some help, some bits and pieces, always willing, just get hold of me on seeangleadventures@outlook.com, and we can go through some dates and that will be available. Always happy to meet up. It's always better to do it on a field, I would specifically say first, or a quiet beach out the way. So if the leads are going right and left, after a couple of sessions of picking it up and stuff. So what I normally do is start with the off the ground and then go through the overhead thump and then layback cast basically now, and then when we go on to the pendulum, he's going to put a new lead on, I think, here now, a new link. But as I said, he's done very, very well. I mean, he was casting from here to the water before when it first come on with me, and we had him doubling his distance. And in the third session, Sorry, the second session, he was going out again. So I've had him out casting about 150 yards, I would say, with a plain lead, which is really good. But he just needs to, that's the whole point now, just put it into practice with fishing. It's a totally different method. I mean, he's doing 7-ounce leads plus bait, which probably are talking 8 or 9 ounces at the minute. And then he's gone back to fish, obviously just a bait, and it's always going to be different with fishing. So I think he's done really well today. I think obviously with the challenges against him, with the wind in his face, he's got a bit of a side wind on there now, which we haven't had in the past couple of sessions. And yeah, it's just putting it back into practice. Same as everybody, you come away from casting for a couple of months or something like that, go back in, you're never going to be casting exactly the same as you were before, and it's all to do with the timing and the technique and getting your muscle memory back into position. So I mean, the other thing what's different at the minute is every time we've gone fat casting, you've been using mono. You're actually using braid there. You know what I mean? So it's all... Do you prefer to cast with braid?
For the fishing that I've been doing in the estuary and everything else, braid's really, really good because we're only fishing for flounder and bass and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're not really hitting distance.
No. All right?
Yeah, the other one was just about to give away there.
All right, that's right. Not cast, it's a lot of hitting the ground and stuff. Is that a bite? No. No. Still, we've got one rod out each while we're doing this. Right, let's put into practice now then, mate. Let's see you come over here a little bit so we can get you swinging. Lock. I'd go down to like probably in between. Yeah, in between the blue line and the reel. Okay, that's good. Okay, then, so what we'll do is come over this way a little bit away from the stand so you can watch that. So what we're going to try and do is keep that rod going from that position to that position and not chasing it and letting it go. Push it out that way first, try and get it to go out that way, like that, that's it, that's perfect. Look at that arm's like right in position, so like that. But even if you've got to lower your lead, see, you've got it quite stiff there a minute, try and get it going when it's the rod's about there, in that position. Okay, so that's it, lower that tip. Lower that tip, out, lower that tip, up, lower that tip. See that? Look at that height you're getting there. That lead's well over that tip every time. That's the position you want to be doing. Just practice that for a minute. That's brilliant. I'm not saying it's perfect with the swing and that, but you'll get used to picking that back up then. It's all to do with keeping that tension and control of the lead. Yeah? Out. And on that backswing now, if you're getting that sort of height on that backswing, you can put that into position and then look at that left hand. Look, that's perfect. You see that drop? You want to be up there like that now, and that arm wants to be out a bit more. I know it's hard with your shoulder, but that's where it's in perfect position. Even if you get that rod tip down and you've got that arm out, what you're trying to do is cushion your shoulder in you. Yeah. I remember what it was like when I'd done mining. It's hard, isn't it? Yeah, I can see you doing it, mate. But it's one of them at the end of the day. Even if you're in position there and you've got your rod down there with your arm in like that, that's where I want to see you.
Yep.
You hold that in a minute. Can you put yourself in that position again? That's where he needs to be. So as that rod's dropping, he's picking up from there, around the corner, straight for off the ground cast. Well done. Right, let's put that into place now, shall we? Sure. I'm going to stand back here.
Yep.
If you don't feel that you've done it correctly, don't cast. Chase it back a bit, lower the tip. Right, remember, don't cast it unless it feels right with that thing. But remember, on that back cast, pump it out and lower your rod tip down. Go on then. Don't hit that at all because your feet position, it will take you everywhere. No, you need to be turning around more with your hips. Look at 3 o'clock, that's it. Turn your hips round, out. You nearly had it then. Right, start again. Okay, so dead lead, out, Lower that tip. Get that tip high. No, chasing it then, chasing it. Drop it down straight again. That's it, mate. That's it. That's it. Out, that's it. No, you're whipping that. Remember the pendulum. Out one way, out the other. Keep that tension. Drop the tip. There you go. Okay. So get that rod swinging out. Out, that's it. Rod tip down. Get that lead higher. Get that lead going that way higher. Don't chase that lead. Out, up, that's it. Get that rod tip down and swing back. And then you got it. I've seen it in your face then, you had it.
That was fear of the lead coming back to me.
We don't have fear around here. That's it. Rod tip down. Rod tip down.
Go in.
Right. They're chasing the lead. Chasing. Need to let that go up. Let it go back. Rod tip down and come. You went that thing, that first bit, come back then, and you chased it back and then come. If you want to let it go up, let that right thread back. Remember that rod tip? Boom, boom. See that different coloration of the water?
Yeah.
Nice place to be to do a few casts today. Yeah, that's it. Lever it up. Give it a pump. Hopefully that's the lead, not the lead line. I've got a feeling that's a line, isn't it? Yeah, that's the line. Okay, that's the line. So we're about to chuck him right in the deep end now.
Let's have a look. That's the leader not let go.
Yeah. Do you want to have a go with mine? Let's try him. Let's have a go with this. Okay. So, he's taking his coat off now, he means business. I'm going to put the mag, so the good thing about these, I can put the mag straight on for him. Okay, mag straight on for him. It's a 7-ounce lead, which is going to be big, but this is going to feel a lot different than anything you've ever cast, because this is a glass tip. So the trick with this is to give it time. It's a Century T900 eliminator.
Slow it all down.
Slow it all down completely. And I would get used to swinging this before you even hit it, okay? So let's come over there, right? I'm going to tell you a story, and we're going to go through this quickly, okay? He's going to have a go with a multiplier now, and he's using a T900 STG Century Eliminator. Now, I've had this rod 3 times in my life. This is ones I've bought new. I bought a pair, originally, I'm trying to think who I bought my first pair off. I think I bought my first pair off Stu Norris, and then got rid of him and then got him again. And that was my second ones I had off Stu Norris, actually. My first ones I got from someone else. I can't remember where I got them from now, but I got rid of them. The reason I got rid of them, my own fault. I was casting off the tip. If you're casting off this tip, it's just glass, okay? So you're not to get into this rod, you need to get into the midsection of this rod. And the whole point of this rod is power. Just because it's got a glass tip doesn't mean there's no power. I mean, it's one of my favourite, if not my favourite rod to use. The bite detection's fantastic, lovely in big tides, doesn't pull the lead out, and it's got all the power. I mean, I know guys have had 20-pound blondes on these. It's a pure classic. It's one of the best inventions when it comes to fishing rods ever made. And the thing that was, I was casting off the tip. So I'm casting off the glass instead of getting into the midsection. And the trouble is with doing that, you've got no control of the lead. So you need to load this rod up completely to get it to the full potential of it. I'm not going to cast it. So what I'm doing is getting in position. Now, Mark, your setup is going to be totally different with this because you cast on the bottom. So what I want you to do is put it into the armpit. If you bird's nest it, it is what it is, all right? But what I want to see you doing is basically controlling the lead. You can do it this way if you want. You've got more drop there now. So basically, pumping the lead out. So you can see my arm. My arm is there as the pivot of the cast. So I'm basically using my left hand and lowering my top rod tip, okay? Lower my rod tip, okay? But you need to keep that tension there all the time. So as you're swinging that back, if you can go that way like that, just like that, lower my rod tip. I'm there now, I'm in position, okay? What you're tending to do at the moment, you're going out like that, so basically swing the lead out. So you're going out like that, swinging the lead out, going out like that, going like that with it, and then pulling it and chasing the lead. That tip should not move like from there. You should be out, there, okay? It's going to feel a bit different for you because of the tip. So out, there. All to do with the foot fall and the feel. See how you get on with that, mate. So what do you feel about that rod differently straight away compared to what you used to?
Actually, there's less weight on this arm.
Yeah?
Than my, it's because the reel's down here and it's balancing the rod.
There you go.
Straight away.
Me personally, that's a big key with my fishing. I mean, a lot of people are saying you don't make a difference reel up, reel down. And when it comes to casting, I don't think it does. I mean, you look at one of the best casters in the world right now, Lewis Dodge. I was watching some of the videos, and I find casting fantastic. Like the science behind it is unreal. You know what I mean? And some of the big casters, like obviously you watch Adam, you watch like some of the other guys like that, and I've been watching like Lewis's online and stuff. The way they control the lead and the timing. I mean, the rollover cast, what they're doing, but it's reel up position. A lot of them have gone to that now. I don't know if it's to do with control, but me personally, by having that reel down low,
it's balancing the rod.
It just feels better, okay? But it's not just that. When I'm fishing, my reel's there, so everything's in tight. I've got all that control. If I need to use that to bully fish up, I'm there. The reel's down there. You're using the whole rod. Yeah. So fishing and casting is different perspective, but me personally, that's where I would like to obviously try and get you down with, reel down. Multiplier is going to be a little bit different straight away. So with this now, you're going to want it on your hands. So remember what I said to you about originally? So basically put your thumb on the spool, put that into the pit of your arm, and then, yeah, that's it. Look, that is position what I'd like to see him. That's the way I was always taught. Reel the pit in your arm, a bit more up. That's it. So your hands is on that line, okay? You know where your hand is, right? Look in your position there now. It's just comfortable. You look at that now, you're doing done. It's all that to do with that hand, okay? So the first thing you're saying, it's lighter. So what I like to see is you put your lead on that hand now. Can you do that? Lift the rod up in the air. All right? It's a bit more. So do a couple of turns. I'll hold that lead a minute. Do a couple of turns. Go up to that top bit there. There you go. Have it there. There you go. Okay. So now, you put yourself in that position. You've got less on the right now because you've got there. Look, you look comfortable straight away. Okay, look at that arm there. You're not trying to thingy that arm. That arm looks more comfortable now. You feel comfortable?
No.
No?
no, the arm is out there, but it's still straining on the shoulder, which I would expect. Yeah. But it is actually more comfortable.
Okay, so what we're going to look at is that's it. You're doing that with that hand now. That rod tip, I want to see not stay high all the time, but as you're coming in, lower it down. So that it gets that feel, lower it down. Just do that for a minute, lower it down. Backwards and forwards, lower it down. Backwards and forwards, lower it down. But try and keep the tension in that line, lower it down. Backwards, that's it. Just practice that for a minute and get that thing. Try and keep that lead up off the floor when you're doing it. Out, lower it down. Out, lower it down. Out. Okay. And again. Okay, now, right, you're getting that a little bit now. Then they'll start putting that into it. Bang, bang, bang. He's going to do his arms now. That's it. Lower that tip and get that lead eye. Lower that tip, get that lead eye. Lower that tip, get that lead eye. That's it. That is his alarm for bait change, which I'll let him get a minute because he won't need to be changing the bait. Let's okay. Maybe try that. Just to get that lead in position. Go on then. So we're going to get in position like that. Get that lead swinging out. That's it. That's it. Then you need when you've done that, then that was perfect. But as that lead come back, you need to be there. Right. You need as that lead's coming back, you need to scoop into position. So now you're not looking back there now. You're looking over there. You're looking over in that high line because you're about to turn to cast. All you need to do, that timing, is watch it. So when that timing goes up and that lead comes up to the air, what I want to see is you drop it and you'll think to yourself, from that lead going to there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the drop. But a lot of people will get to the end and go 1, 2, and turn and hit it. So it'll give it 1, 2, allow it to get to the top and slightly drop. Everybody will have their own timing. That's it. Lower that, that's it. Lower that, that's it. There. That's when, as that's coming back there, that's when you head like there. I want to see you there.
Oh, yeah, when it comes down. Yeah, lowering the rod tip and raising the butt.
That's it. Let's get practice in this. You have a cast, and we'll get you cast. But what I don't want to do now is you cast right off and birds and set up, and that's it. I'd rather you do this first and then turn into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening now is I'm losing the strength of my shoulder.
Oh yeah.
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 But
that's it. Slow everything down, back, height, and then you turn into it. Yeah. Slow everything down. Slow, slow. That's
bang.
it. There you go. There you go. Bang. Bang. Right. I can see it's starting. The trouble is, if you've got issues with your body and stuff like that, I've had it with an experience with a guy before with his elbow. His elbow was hurting when he was holding that position. Your body's always going to naturally try to heal yourself.
Yeah,
so what you need to do is try and find your own way of getting yourself in that position. Even if you can't get your arm out, you know what I mean. You can arm there. You can still get that left hand out to go and turn. Yeah. So let's have a go. Look then. Right. So you're going to come back to me this time, yeah? All right. You're going to cast it, are you? All right, this could be all or nothing then. Right, slow everything really down far then, yeah? And just hold on.
Hold on.
Don't forget you've got to let it charge. It's a glass tip. So don't go bulling the china shop. Charge that rod. So let's get this swing right first. I'll say yeah.
Oh, you're a bit close.
All right, I'll say yeah when you're that I'm happy with the swing. But remember, get that scoop in, get that position out, get that rod tip low, out, back, let go, out. That you get away with that, but lower that rod tip. As that rod goes there, lower that rod tip slightly, and that lead will just slightly drop in the air. Let's do it again. Out, swing. You don't chase that lead, no. Yeah, lower that rod tip. As that's going down there, lower that rod tip. You chase the lead that way then, too much. But that backswing was perfect because if you let it go, just let it go naturally up and just drop. Go on then. Remember to look up, Bo. Nope, no control of that lead then. Keep that tension.
Right, here we go.
Here we go. That's it. Hey! You film it? No bird's nest? Way! Hey! He kept it going. It didn't go a million miles, but I'll bring that in for you a minute. You hold that. Put that on there. You hold it on to me. Okay. One good thing, he didn't bird's nest. Two good thing, we got the lead back. And yeah, that's what it's about. Practice makes perfect. That's his first cast with a multiplier from the shore. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And he's not bird's nested it. He just allowed it to go back. 7-ounce lead. Charge the rod. What I want to see next time, and I'll go for it now. I'm going to hold this lead here a minute in my hand. Okay. What I want to see now is when you go to cast, that arm comes up in position there. Even if that hand's there, I want to see you in that position. And then what I want to see is that arm out as far as you can get it, So as you're coming around there now, that arm is automatically coming out, because that's where you need to be. But that rod that comes around, and then when you're in that position there, you're literally turning around. So that's as important like you're standing. You're turning around, your body weight's going to your left, and you're firing, okay? It's going to be different than us, because my arm it can be out here. So it's bang like that, but you're in that position then, even if your arm's there, it's coming out naturally. Bang. Someone have a go. He will get this. I'd like to see him go off and stick to this method. It looks more comfortable. The shoulder looks more comfortable. I'm not saying you can't use fixed balls, guys. I'm not teaching anyone to suck eggs, but at the same time, it's important that everybody's got their own thing. Look how slow he's doing that now. He's hitting it. Look at that! Hey! It's like he's naturally born to cast it. How different does that feel to casting a fixed ball?
Chalk and cheese, completely different.
Yeah.
Right.
Does it feel nicer?
It feels like you're actually more
in control.
in touch.
In control.
And control.
Thank you.
Yeah. Even though it has burnt me thumb.
Yeah. I would always recommend this for anybody using a fixed ball. I know a lot of anglers now, older anglers, were going back to fixed ball. And the reason they're doing it is because of the body. Obviously, it's got more strain on your body when you're reeling, fishing, and that you're pumping, and that fixed ball you can just reel and reel. Yeah, but when you're targeting fish and you want, especially a bigger fish, and you're fishing over rough ground and that, you've got all the control with that upper body. If you watch me in some of the videos I've done previously, I'm literally pumping. I'm using that all the time. So the thing of the fixed balls coming back in for to older anglers and that, I get it, because it's less wear and tear on your body and stuff. But at the same time, if you want to be pumping big fish over rough ground and stuff like that, on the reefs and that is reel down is the way to go. You're using the whole of the rod, and it's control. It just feels nice. You need to pump and reel fast. This is a grip lead. You want to get it up over that. Keep reeling fast. That's it. Keep reeling fast. Yeah, and he's reeling it in. Look. Hey. That's it. Keep reeling fast. You'll come up over that ground then. Yeah, now it's the time to keep reeling, because it'll get stuck now if it's going to get stuck. Just go real fast. Keep that lead up on the surface. Keep going fast, because it'll keep pumping now over. Don't let it drop. That's it. Keep it coming in. Lead's coming back over. Lovely. Well done, Mark. 2 casts out, no bird's nest, mate. You got a slightly better distance. I would say double the distance with that one there compared to the last one. Let's have a look at my lead.
I think we've ruined it, haven't we?
I think you have ruined the lead, but I'm going to get you to hold that, see what he's done there. But I'm going to go and get another lead for him, and then we'll cast another one out. So Mark's put his thummy glove on. A bit more control of the spool. Okay, here we go. Drop that line slightly.
Yeah.
You can use it there a little bit if you want.
No, drop it a little bit.
I'll go a little bit. There you go. Do that there. Do that. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. That's it. Face where you want it to be. There you are. Nice. Lovely goes. I'm going to come back here a little bit to be out your way. Okay. So. Look up and try and hit it this time. Remember the scoop, get your arm round, slowly does it. Everything's slow motion. So get that lead going up, lower the rod tip, that's it. Chase that lead a bit then. Do-do-do. Yeah. No doubt, I'll get that out for you. No worries. Go on.
It didn't really go, did it?
No, it's a controllable bird's nest. If you put that on me a minute. Slight overrun, controllable. Pump that up. It's just, for me personally, It's just tidy, it's full control, and everything just feels comfortable. I mean, when you're fishing with reel down, the joy about it is, especially now for me personally, I never used to, but I can use a butt pad there. So I get it in the butt pad, right, which takes it off, or takes the strain off there. And if I get a fish on and I need to leave a bridge, especially on reefs and you're fishing with a, not smooth out because they're running species, but you get anything like what's hugging the bottom, like big rays and stuff like that, you've got all that tendency and room to maneuver, so you can literally put your foot back like that and pull, and you're using for the whole of the rod and the power of the rod to pump that fish up. When you get the rod to there, you're winding down into it and then pulling up again. What that's doing, especially when using a pulley rig, you're keeping the lead up off the ground with the fish underneath. So your lead's up over that broken ground anyway. The hooks are in the fish mouth, so it's a case of just levering the fish. But a lot of the time, the mistake I see people do, and I've seen loads of people do it, is they'll reel up like that, and then they'll just drop their rod, right? The trouble with doing that is, you're dropping the line from that to the rod, which is 14 foot. So you've lost that straight away. So you lost 14 foot worth of line, which has gone straight away to give the fish 14 foot. Then you've give the fish whatever that distance is from there to the sea. The line just drops. You probably give it 30, 40 foot of line. And then the way I look at it then, just tension all the time. And then when you get it up like that, don't just let it drop. Reel into it down. Reel all the way down into it and then pump again. And what you do is lift the fish. Me personally, it's the joy of fishing reel down. Yes, it can be tricky to switch, but the thing is with Mark now, if he does ever go this way, he's straight in position. You know, I mean, he look comfortable with it. He's not known what it's like to cast multiplier up. So yeah, that's it. But back again. So we want to see it this side again now. So what we're going to do, so we're going to get drop out, okay, same again. So you watch my thing. I'm leaving it with my line. So everything's done with the left position. Let's get one big one out there now. I want to see that screaming up. Turn around, look up, and then like hit it. Watch a minute, mate. That drop would be right for you. I'm going to come to the front now, so we can really get to see what's going on here. Okay. There you go. So look up, turn and hit. Okay, steady. Make sure that swings right. Okay, I'll say when it's good. Go right and left if you need to. Like that, that's it. That's it. You get the feel. That's it. Too far. Too far. No. That left swing was too far. You nearly had the thing. The back, when you turn the back was part, then you need to get the front. Don't go moving the rod tip too far and chasing the lead. Let the lead work itself out so it keeps the tension in the line. That's it. See what you've done then? Do that same as that. That's it. Too far back. He charged that rod then, I think.
Well, so the rod's bent, I think.
That one again. Did earlier on, boom up high, bring it up back. Don't chase that rod back too far. Just bring that rod with the left hand up and lower that rod in position. Out, that's it. Out, let it drop. Lower that rod back with it though. Come back more, lower that tip. No, you're not. No.
Right, start again. Right.
Out, that's it. Out, lower that tip now, and then hit it. That seemed better.
Oh, it made the ratchet noise.
Out. I've just done that one thing. Drop. Out. That there, did you see when it come back and it just dropped? right, I picked that up, so when I was picking that up, it basically loaded the rod. Timing can be a bit better than that. I mean, I've done another video with Adam doing this cast, and his timing is like absolutely spot on. If you see the lead go, but that there's nearly spooled that line. You can hear it in the reel. So when a minute ago when you heard that, I think that was you charging the reel, but you slowed it down.
Yeah, I did.
I think at the moment you want to try and, I don't think you want to bird's nest it, do you? So what you want to do is try and, if you bird's nest it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'll just take your line off when I get home. But I'd like to see you let one go, because at the moment they're going there, I want to see it charge up. All right. See the line. For anybody who's never used a multiplier before, because you see there, it's with practice, it's fairly easy. You can see how level that is. I mean, me personally, I don't struggle with multipliers. I don't struggle with crack-offs. And it's down to just experience with using multipliers. And it's just, yeah, second nature. But with practice, it makes perfect. And as you can see, that line just laid on lovely. You can see when you get low bits, you just go back over. And just loads up lovely. It's not just that, it's when it casts off the next time, you know. And even if I've got to go faster, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you, oh, I'm gonna have to go back down there, right? Go back down there. Okay, so Mark's going to let one go now. I want to see him charge the rod, hit it upwards, and if he bird's nested it, he bird's nested it. Okay? But personally, I think he's done very well with that. First time ever time on a multiplier. And I'm sure he'll go away and think about his next investment. Okay, I'll tell you when. Too fast, slow it all down. Okay, slowly does it. Yeah, and so, keep the distance. Lovely. Don't face it, that's it. Keep that tension, keep that tension. Remember to lower the tip round as you bring that round. Let go. That's it. That's it. That's it. Lower tip. Nice. Yeah, you're thumbing it a little bit. Only slightly. You're afraid to bird's nest it, don't be. And you stopped it straight away then. You don't need to. It was going out. That was lovely. That peak with that was up high. When you push a thing down, you stop the lead straight dead in the air.
Oh, right,
and
okay.
just come down. That's what you're going in there. If you practice it a little bit more with that, it would go out and out. But I think personally, mate, you've done fantastic on that today.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you feeling with the multiplier?
Yeah, you can't flog me one though.
No, I'm not selling that. I ain't selling none of these. No, no, no. I can't get these again. They're Fathom Mark 1s. But if you were going to get one, I would suggest to look second hand and look for a 525 or no, like a 545 or 535 or 525, anything along those lines. They've got mags on them. You can put the mag fully on. Even the new Fathoms, if you could get your hands on a pair, you know what I mean? You don't need to spend loads of money. And the good thing about it, whatever you want you go for, you make sure you've got a mag conversion on it. That way you can tighten it up.
Yep.
And you don't get no overruns. Right, let's have one more last one for the day. Let's see you have a look at that a minute. There you go. Don't just be generous now. I don't want you to see you. I want to see you following that ledge. go. Slight overrun. I'd rather him do that. And then when I say minimum overrun, I mean next to nothing. I'm pulling it out now. It's controllable. Mags have done its job, and yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I think you've done really well there, mate. I think your shoulder seems to be less because you've got no fixed ball on it holding it. There's less weight on that shoulder. But yeah, see how it goes. I mean, next time we go out, maybe I'll bring one of these for you. You can have a go with it. If you're like somewhere with like a sandy beach, you've got no rocks and that to bring over. Just fish one with fixed ball and fish one like that. See how you get on. You want to have one more big one?
One more.
One more big one. Then it's good night, sweetheart. Till the next time.
Up a bit.
He wants a good one before he goes, doesn't he? I can see it in his... I can see it. There you go, do that. Alright, one big one. Good night. Let's do this.
Hips parallel to on a go. Foot with a good forward grip. Off. Drop it a little bit, just make sure it's not tangled. Arms up. Swing out. Drop. Oh, no, start again. Start again, Mark. Start again. Here we go. Swing out. Swing up. Drop the tip. Swing out.
Okay guys, so to be honest, the lesson I thought was quite educational as well, really. I mean, we've done 3 sessions down on the beach. The whole point of coming obviously up today was to put the casting, what you've learned, into practice. Fishing's been quite poor, unfortunately, but to be fair, you've had everything against you today. You've had an inshore breeze, which is going to take line, as you've seen you casting out, the line stripping to the right, which you're always going to get with distance. The further you hit it, the more line was going to come off.
Yep.
You've had an incline, so there's the bank's behind you. So I think the first part of it, when you were trying to obviously stop the lead from hitting the bank to come around.
I was very aware of the bank.
Yeah, and then as you come up here, 7 ounce off, 6 ounce on, you were hitting them to the horizon once again.
Yeah.
And then we've gone on to the multiplier. Personally, how do you feel you've done with the multiplier?
Oh, excellent. I was actually quite scared of the multiplier.
Yeah.
Big bird's nest, I thought, everything else. Controlling it with the left hand rather than right hand, because I'm a right-handed person.
Yeah.
But as you saw, I actually controlled it too soon and didn't let it fly.
Yeah.
And as we went on, I was getting more confidence to let it fly and controlling it towards the end.
100%. I think the fear of your bird's nesting was restricting you with distance.
Yeah.
Because I think if you had let those first couple go, I seen that they were going in the air and you were stopping them dead and they were just dropping.
Yeah.
But if you had let them go, they would have gone out the distance.
But it's the fear of the unknown, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've whacked it out, it's flying out, I'm watching it go.
What we'll do is, I've got another couple of multipliers, we'll go to a sandy beach and I'll give you 2 multipliers to use. And then what you can do on that session is put the brakes on them, but just enjoy bringing them in and hitting them out. You know what I mean? You don't have to hit them a million miles, but what that will do with people I've gone through with multipliers before, it gets you learning how to put them on the spool. I mean, you're a boat angler, you know what you're doing with loading them. I've seen you on the way back through. No issue at all. The main part of it is used to casting them. But as you can see, it's... Me personally, I feel with your shoulder, you've got less weight on that shoulder with the reel there, because the reel's in your bottom hand.
I could feel it straight away. As soon as I actually put the rod up, I could feel it's lighter on here and it's balanced.
How did you find that glass tip rod compared to the rods you've been using?
To be quite honest, I was so concerned about the reel and everything else, but it seemed to load up.
Yeah, you did. You've done really well. Yeah, slowly does it. No speeding into it, and
but I think that's all to do with the balance as well.
100%.
Because it's balanced right, then you can actually load it.
Yeah, you
and turn
can.
it
Yeah,
and spin it.
yeah.
Where the other one, you're actually always trying to control the balance as well.
When I learned to cast, I was always fishing reel up, and then when I learned to cast, I thought, I'm doing this. I went reel down. It took me, I reckon, a lot longer to do it than if I had done it originally straight away. But it's just comfortable there. You put a butt pad on there, you can put it into the thing. You sat there, everything's out the way. You've got the whole of the rod to use then. But well done, mate. You've done really well today. Very proud of what you've done. And yeah, look forward to the next one.
Good.
Guys, educational, that's what it's about. As I said, it's been pretty poor here fishing today. Anyone that's looking to go to Porlock, some lads have just come to the right-hand side of us now, which I'm going to mention on the way back through. But personally speaking, it's just one of the tide. Tide went fantastic. With somewhere to come to obviously go through the casting he's learnt over the past few weeks and stuff. And here's to the next one. But yeah, anybody was looking at doing some bits and pieces and wanted to learn and improve, whether it's rigs, it's fishing, marks, species, whatever it is, give us a shout and we'll get you booked in. Tightline Disguise.